Have you ever wondered which states in the U.S. are slowly fading away? What causes an entire state to shrink in population, lose its economic grip, or even become too expensive for its own residents? Is it taxes? Is it crumbling industries? Or maybe it's something deeper, something that signals a bigger problem for our nation as a whole. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects millions of Americans, the 10 fastest dying states in the United States. These aren't just places on a map, they're communities filled with families, workers, and businesses, all struggling against forces that seem impossible to overcome. These states are seeing their populations drop, their economies weaken, and their future prospects dwindle. But here's the big question. Could your state be next? Are the issues we're about to uncover isolated to these 10 states, or are they signs of a larger trend that's sweeping across the country? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are people leaving your state? Are you planning to move to a better opportunity elsewhere? I'd love to hear your perspective. If you want to stay informed about topics like this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Alright, let's get into it. These are the 10 fastest dying states in the United States, and the reasons behind their decline may shock you. First up, we find ourselves in West Virginia, a state known for its beautiful mountains and coal mining legacy. West Virginia has been experiencing population decline for decades, and the trend shows no signs of slowing down. Between 2010 and 2020, the state lost nearly 60,000 residents, a drop of 3.2%. This exodus can be attributed to several factors, including a lack of economic opportunities. The state's economy has long been reliant on coal mining, an industry that has seen significant declines due to shifts toward renewable energy and automation. Coal jobs in the state dropped from around 125,000 in the 1950s to fewer than 14,000 today. Additionally, West Virginia struggles with one of the highest poverty rates in the country, nearly 16%, and a median household income of just $51,000, which is far below the national average. The state also grapples with an opioid epidemic, further exacerbating its social and economic struggles. Young residents, in particular, are fleeing in search of better opportunities elsewhere, leaving behind an aging population with limited resources to rebuild. Next, we head to Illinois. It is another state facing significant challenges. Over the last decade, the state lost nearly 400,000 residents, the largest net population decline of any state during that period. One of the main reasons people are leaving Illinois is its high tax burden. Illinois has some of the highest property taxes in the nation, with the average effective rate sitting at 2.3%, more than double the national average. Add to that the state's income tax rate of 4.95%, and many residents feel financially squeezed. Economic instability also plays a role. Illinois has struggled with a state government that's infamous for its budget deficits and pension crises. Public pension debt in Illinois is staggering, exceeding $140 billion, which raises concerns about the state's long-term fiscal health. Chicago, the state's economic hub, has seen rising crime rates in recent years, adding another layer of difficulty in attracting and retaining residents. Coupled with the high cost of living in urban areas, these issues are driving people to nearby states like Indiana and Wisconsin. Our next stop takes us to New York, where the population decline is about the soul-crushing cost of living. New York is losing residents at an alarming rate. Between 2020 and 2022 alone, the state's population declined by over 400,000 people. The reasons are multifaceted but revolve primarily around high living costs, taxes, and economic inequality. New York City, while a global financial hub, is prohibitively expensive for many of its residents. The median rent in Manhattan exceeds $4,000 per month, and homeownership is out of reach for many middle-class families. On top of that, New York State imposes one of the highest tax burdens in the country, with state income tax rates that can climb as high as 10.9% for top earners. While the wealthy may be able to weather these costs, middle and lower-income residents are finding it increasingly difficult to make ends meet. The pandemic also played a major role in accelerating the state's population decline, as remote work enabled many to move to states with lower taxes and living costs, like Florida and Texas. Our final stop takes us to California, a state known for its beaches and Hollywood glamour. California, often seen as a land of opportunity, is paradoxically experiencing significant population loss. Between 2020 and 2022, the state lost more than 500,000 residents. The reasons for this trend are complex but boil down to a combination of sky-high living costs, housing shortages, and taxation. California has the highest housing costs in the country, with a median home price of over $750,000. For renters, the situation is equally grim, as the average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in major cities like San Francisco and Los Angeles exceeds $2,500 per month. California also has one of the highest state income tax rates in the U.S., peaking at 13.3% for top earners. For many middle-class families, this combination of expenses creates a financial strain that's hard to justify when other states offer lower costs and comparable opportunities. Additionally, the state has faced criticism for its handling of homelessness, crime, and wildfires, which only add to its growing list of challenges. Moving down south, we arrive in Louisiana, a state known for its vibrant culture and delicious food. Louisiana's population has been steadily declining, with over 120,000 residents leaving the state between 2010 and 2020. A major factor contributing to this trend is the state's vulnerability to natural disasters. Hurricanes, flooding, and coastal erosion are significant issues that not only displace residents but also deter investment and development. Hurricane Ida in 2021 caused nearly $75 billion in damages and forced thousands of residents to relocate temporarily or permanently. Economic instability also plays a role. Louisiana's economy has traditionally been tied to the oil and gas industry, which has seen significant fluctuations in recent years. With an unemployment rate consistently above the national average and a poverty rate nearing 20%, many residents are leaving in search of better opportunities elsewhere. The state's education system also ranks among the worst in the country, further discouraging families from putting down roots. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think about these states and the reasons behind their decline? Do you agree with the factors we've covered so far, or do you think there's more to the story? And while you're at it, let me know what topics you'd like us to cover next. Should we explore the fastest-growing states or dive into the impact of specific policies on these trends? Your input shapes this channel. Don't forget to hit that like button if you're enjoying the video so far. It really helps us out. And make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into topics that matter. Let's keep the conversation going. Our journey takes us next to Mississippi, a state known for its blues music and Southern hospitality. Mississippi has the dubious distinction of being one of the poorest states in the U.S., with a median household income of just $46,511, nearly $20,000 below the national average. This economic hardship is a key driver of the state's population decline, which saw a net loss of over 20,000 residents between 2020 and 2022. Mississippi also struggles with high unemployment rates and limited access to quality health care, which contributes to a lower quality of life for its residents. Education is another critical issue. Mississippi consistently ranks near the bottom in national education rankings, which deters young families from staying in or moving to the state. Infrastructure issues, including poor roads and aging utilities, add to the challenges. In many ways, the state's struggles create a feedback loop. Economic hardship leads to population loss, which in turn makes it even harder to attract new residents and businesses. Our journey takes us next to Michigan, a state known for its automobile industry and beautiful lakes. Michigan's population has been stagnant or declining for years, with a net loss of over 50,000 residents between 2010 and 2020. Much of this can be traced back to the decline of its manufacturing industry. Once the heart of America's automotive industry, Michigan has seen tens of thousands of manufacturing jobs disappear due to automation, outsourcing, and economic shifts. Cities like Detroit, which was once a thriving industrial hub, have struggled to recover from the effects of deindustrialization. High taxes and an aging infrastructure also play a role in Michigan's struggles. The state's property taxes rank among the highest in the country, while its crumbling roads and water systems discourage businesses and residents from investing in the area. Michigan has also faced challenges with crime, particularly in its urban centers, which further tarnishes its appeal. Our journey takes us north to Alaska, a state known for its rugged beauty and abundant wildlife. Despite its natural beauty and abundant resources, Alaska is facing a serious population decline. Between 2010 and 2020, the state lost about 7,000 residents. While this may not sound like a significant number, it represents a noticeable percentage of the state's relatively small population. One of the main reasons for this trend is the high cost of living. Groceries, housing, and utilities are all significantly more expensive in Alaska than in the lower 48 states, primarily due to the challenges of transportation and the state's remote location. Economic instability is another factor. Alaska's economy relies heavily on oil revenue, which has seen significant declines in recent years due to fluctuating oil prices. The state also lacks diverse job opportunities, making it difficult for young professionals to build long-term careers. Harsh winters and geographic isolation further compound the state's challenges, leading many residents to seek better opportunities in the contiguous U.S. Next, we head to Pennsylvania, a state known for its rolling hills and rich history. From the bustling streets of Philadelphia to the historic battlefields of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania is a place where the past and present coexist in a unique blend of cultures and traditions. Pennsylvania has seen modest but consistent population decline in recent years, particularly in its rural areas. The state's coal industry, once a major economic driver, has dwindled significantly, leaving many communities without viable economic alternatives. In fact, Pennsylvania has lost about 15,000 coal jobs since 2000, and the trend shows no signs of reversing. High taxes also contribute to the state's struggles. Pennsylvania has an above-average income tax rate of 3.07%, and its property taxes are among the highest in the nation. Combined with rising living costs, these financial pressures are prompting many residents to relocate to states with more favorable tax policies, such as Florida or Tennessee. Additionally, the state's aging population creates challenges in terms of workforce sustainability, as younger residents leave for better opportunities elsewhere. Next, we head to Connecticut, a state known for its charming towns and beautiful fall foliage. It has been losing residents for years. Between 2010 and 2020, the state saw a net population loss of nearly 30,000 people. A major factor driving this trend is the state's high cost of living, particularly in terms of housing and taxes. Connecticut's property taxes are among the highest in the country, and its income tax rate, which peaks at 6.99%, is also a significant burden for many residents. Connecticut also struggles with economic inequality. While the state is home to some of the wealthiest communities in the U.S., such as Greenwich, it also has cities like Bridgeport and Hartford that face high poverty rates and limited economic opportunities. This stark divide creates a sense of imbalance that discourages long-term investment in the state. Additionally, Connecticut's aging infrastructure and lack of affordable housing make it difficult to attract and retain young professionals. So, there you have it, the 10 fastest dying states in the United States. Each one tells a story of challenges, struggles, and tough decisions. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people. Thank you so much for watching and being part of this journey. Stay curious, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.